Hey there, this is David over at Church Community Builder, and I want to thank you for your interest in looking more into our software. And today I'm going to be walking you through our processes and our process queues real quickly. But a real quick fact about me, I've been at Church Community Builder for about 13 years, and yes, I am a grandfather. There's my little pride and joy right there. To really start, I want to give you a real quick just summary of what process queues are and what processes are. And if you think about those situations in your church where you want to follow someone intentionally through a series of steps, you want to have accountability, you want to have assignments, and those may be for making phone calls or sending emails, or maybe if somebody's expressed interest in a particular ministry, you want that ministry leader to follow up with them. All of these would be examples of processes where you want to have those assignments, but you also want to have the accountability to make sure that follow-up happened and that people aren't slipping through the cracks. So one of the things that we do in processes is we allow you to build out the processes that make sense for your church. What steps are going to happen? When are they going to happen? Who's going to be responsible for making sure that they happen? And one of the things that we do to make it even easier for your staff or your volunteers is there's a lot of communications that are going to be going out of Church Community Builder to let you know there's somebody you need to follow up with, or there's people that are kind of, even when the due date is coming up and people haven't been assigned for a particular process maybe that you're overseeing, it's going to let you know these things outside of our software. So you don't have to log in to see that there's something for you to do. So I want to just tell you that because that's key as far as getting your staff and getting your people to interact with it regularly. But once I do click on that email and it is time for me to kind of follow up with someone, if I'm supposed to do that, I go into the process section of our software. Let me just jump down here into a connection process that I kind of built out here and go down to my follow-up. And in this particular case, I'm supposed to follow up with Mitch. Now, one of the things about follow-up is we want it to be very intentional. We want it to be very strategic. All of the things that we track in Church Community Builder, we want to put as much information as we can in the hand of your volunteers, in the hand of your pastor, so that you can really make that call with intentionality or be prepared for that. So before I reach out to Mitch or before I meet with him face to face, I can look in one place and see his total involvement in the church, everything from his serving to his where he, what he's attending, what kind of groups he's part of. I can see every step of every process he's either completed or is in process of completing. I can see every note from every conversation the team has had with him up to that point. So it kind of lets me know exactly where he is, and I can go into that call or I can go into that hospital visit with a lot more intentionality to show him just that we appreciate his areas where he's already connected, and then to guide him to that next step, whatever that might be. So I'm going to enter my notes at the appropriate level. I'm going to share those with the right people. I'm going to mark it as complete. Church Community Builder is going to track the date I completed it. It's going to remove him from my queue. So you can, from the bigger picture, you can see that the contact happened, that somebody did follow up with Mitch. But what it's going to do is it's going to look at the overall process to say what's supposed to happen next. If this were the bereavement process, maybe the next step is on Christmas or Easter or the anniversary of their passing. You want the family to get a card in the mail to let them know that you're thinking about them. That's the level of ministry that we want to do. But as the church gets larger and larger, it's so easy for those details to slip through the cracks. Once a process is set in motion at the appropriate time, your staff members, your lay leaders, your volunteers are notified. Here's a contact that needs to happen. Here's the information you need to do it. And it's physically impossible for someone to fall through the cracks and be ignored or forgotten unless I go in and I manually remove them from every step that they're supposed to be in. Now, of course, because this is part of the system, and not only is it pulling in all the data from all of these different areas to really equip your people to make those contacts better and more efficiently, but it is reportable and it is searchable as well. So you can really start to do those searches and those reports to find people that are stalling in the process, people that have disconnected, people that are not moving through in the way that you would want them to. So in a nutshell, that is processes and process queues. Hopefully it makes sense. It's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about you meeting people where they are and guiding them to their next step and doing that with intentionality. And that's what process queues provides for you. Thank you for taking the time to learn more by watching this video. Let us know how we can help you, and thank you for what you do in ministry. God bless. Bye-bye.